I'm a little new school. And plus I got 2 college classes that involves me doing other work, so I gotta keep it organized.
All right. Come on.
Man, how many was blessed last night? I don't know who all came last night. But I feel like the men got cheated last night because it was called hats and praise. I feel like we need to do hats, jackets, and praise next time for the men because we got cheated. But we still came and we got our word last night. So I don't know who got their crowns, but before I get started, I want my nephew to pray me in. I'm pulling on him, so I want him to pray me in. But before I do that, Chase, I told Chase to tell you what I gave him. I don't know if he told you, but I want to take him to the little trampoline place. I'm taking my nephew, so I want to take him. If you down for it, now you ain't gotta tell nobody what I put in your pocket. Now that's between me and you, but Zach, yeah, we're going to get there. If you want to go.
I want to go.
We buy it. When y'all want to go?
That's another hour. Okay.
Look, I'm about to date. Look, that changes. Oh, he got to ask his wife. That's that bull he was talking about. You got to ask that bull. Look, you see how he turned fast? Well, I don't know. What y'all got going on? He turned fast. He ain't even look at me no more. Man, this is crazy. I'm dressed up right now, and everybody dressed down, really. I feel like y'all didn't tell me something. Now, you text me for everything else, and you ain't text me, don't put on, what your Nikes today? I got some LeBrons.
It was announced.
Yes.
Look,
You're a man, so we understand.
oh, Lord. You got me scared of the bull. He took my seat. Come on, you gonna pray me in?
All
Let's
right,
get it.
now come on, baby. You know how to do it. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you.
I pray that my uncle will have a good word.
Amen.
I hope his spirit is willing to have a good word. Just pray for him. In Jesus' name I pray.
All right.
First, I would like to start off by thanking Pastor. Y'all, everybody really know that me and him work together. Man, last week was a crazy week for me. But Pastor, when he say that he is with you, he mean that. And I know that because I went to his office almost every day last week. And he was there. He ain't tell me, man, look, man, get out my face. He ain't say nothing like that. He was with me. Man, I had a wisdom tooth growing in crazy and it cracked my back too. So this man went on his computer. He stopped working. We looked for emergency dental care. And he was there with me the whole time. And I'm going to tell you how God worked. Me and him was in the office looking for dental care. We calling people. He online printing up papers like call this number. And somebody that I just spoke it like, man, I need to get this out. The man came running through the hallway looking for me like, man, I found somebody for you. They gonna charge you $129 to get this tooth out. But then when I got there, it was 160 something. So he owed me $40. I'm gonna tell him that. You owe me 40. But when I got the tooth took out and I was afraid to get it, I was gonna wait till Monday because I knew I had to do this. But I got it taken out and it's no pain no more. So we ready to go. I I just want to thank you for being there for me in my time of need, and everybody else that I was going through family issues last week when I came. So people seen me crying last week, seeing my grandmother with her dealing with her cancer, and you know, knowing that she don't have any hair no more, it really bothered me. And you know, he keep telling me it ain't over. So all I can do is just speak life into that. And we gonna keep doing that. So I really thank you. And I love you. I love you. Man, where can we start at right now? Also, the guy who sung. Man, I honestly feel like God is pulling on a lot of people right now to get out. I've been talking to my nephew about comfort zones, and God is pulling people out of their comfort zone right now, because this is my first time doing this. This is my first time doing it in front of a church. I have done it in front of juveniles before, going and speaking to juveniles 15 through 17 that's dealing with a year up to life sentences. So I have done that in Orlando plenty of times. And the last place I left off with them was talking about David and Goliath. And we talked about how, and it's all gonna work together. Just trust me on this. We last talked about David and Goliath, about how, you know, the man was sent to David's house when he was young, and he was asking the father, like, you know, I'm looking for the king. And the man looked at every brother that David had but David. And it really kind of, it's gonna all come together. And I know y'all see me keep looking over here. I'm looking at Miss Hattie. She don't know that's my road dog. That's my road dog. So look, man, David, he looked at everybody but David. David was out in the yard practicing, using that slingshot. Nowadays it's that pistol. I'm just playing, but he was outside practicing, and it's gonna come together, because, you know, no matter what David went through throughout his life, at the end of the day, he was a man after God's own heart. And today I'm gonna do my message on the journey. This journey has not been easy. And it's going to be Philippians 12 through 15. Chapter 3, 12 through 15, I'm sorry. One thing I can say is, before I read this, I just want to kind of give y'all a rundown on Paul. Everybody who know about Paul, really, Paul was the Christian persecutor. And if people don't know what persecution means, that means he was killing Christians. Anybody that believed in God, he was sent out to kill them. He was sent out to imprison them. And through the midst of me reading through this, I kind of went back a little further just to kind of get like a grasp on his life a little better. Paul was sent out to kill Christians, and it wasn't because he wanted to really kill Christians. It was because the rules of where he was the laws of where he was they didn't believe in God.
All right.
So I'm sorry, I need to get it together.
That's all right.
Paul was first mentioned in Acts 7. And, you know, it talked about it was mentioned how he held the coats of the people who stoned Saint Stephen. So he was with if they was killing people, he was with it. Anybody who believed in it. But I'm gonna tell y'all how God can use anybody. So for anybody who thinking that they can't be used, you can be used. Okay, for Philippians 3:12, everybody got it? Okay. Not that I have already attained or I'm already perfect, but I press on that I may lay hold of that for which Jesus Christ has already laid hold of me. Brethren, I do not count myself to have apprehended, but one thing I do, forgetting those things which are behind and reaching forward to those things that are ahead, I press. And I'm really putting emphasis on that word, I press. I want y'all to understand that. I press towards my goals for the prize of the upward call of God in Jesus Christ. Therefore, let as many as are mature have this mind. And if anything you think otherwise, God will reveal even this to you. Nevertheless, to the degree that we have already attained, let us walk by the same rules. Let us be the same mind. I don't know how many people just received that, but Paul left some jewels. And if you really, with me, like growing up, I never really been around people my age. I always hung around people older. As I'm hanging out with him, that I talk to this man the most. And it's because I would rather, I was always taught, hang around people who know more than you, so you can get what they know. Instead of people that's under you, they can't teach you nothing. And for the people on the same level, they can't teach you nothing either. Y'all just looking at each other. So you know, pressing forward. I press. Man, just that word, I press. I ain't even no shouter, but I can shout right now for hearing that. I ain't say I was gonna do it. I just said I can. You know, the word I press, and just that little bit that I just read, I press was mentioned twice. And I think that Paul put that in there twice for a reason. Because if you go back up to Philippians 3:1, he wrote, finally, my brother, rejoice in the Lord. For me to write the same things to you is not, but for you is safe. It's not tedious. He said it's safe. I don't know how many of y'all like grew up to where mama said stuff twice. Genard, close that door, close that door. Close my refrigerator, close my refrigerator. And it was just to let you know, like, if you don't do it by that second time, something coming behind that. Some type of action coming behind that. And some of y'all youngest may not know that, because y'all ain't raised, the generation kind of changed now. But the word is always going to be the same. You know, as I was reading through Paul's life, you know, Paul was he was the person who killed Christians, and everywhere he went, people knew who he was. He ain't have to say, "Oh, my name Paul." People already knew who he was because they knew what he did. All right. And sometimes your identity can be consumed by your issues. You can be more known. And it's still, even to the day, you can be known more by what's wrong with you than what your potential is to be. Man, man, I'm gonna take y'all somewhere today, and I'm not really used to this. So I'm kind of like you with the singing. I ain't used to this either, but we gonna go somewhere today.
Yes.
I think Pastor Monty rubbing off on me. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
I really feel like that because when my tooth was messed up, I'm like, my tooth hurt. He opened up his mouth. He said, mine was hurt too. But you know, one thing about Paul, you know, man, this really hit me hard. Last night I was like, I got home, I let my nephew play the game all night, and I'm just like, leave me alone. I want to read this one last time to get a full understanding of this. And you know, it kind of spoke to me because, you know, Paul had to get permission to go finish killing people. They gave him permission to go do what he was going to do. Go to Damascus and finish doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
But on your way to destruction, God going to step in.
Yeah. Thank you, Jesus.
On his road to destruction, a bright light knocked him down, and he was blinded by the encounter of Jesus Christ speaking to him. Man, I'm sorry, I keep stopping because it's hitting me. I don't know how many people was on their way to go do something, and Jesus Christ said, oh no. Last night I was with my sister and we was in Gainesville. I'm trying to find her a hotel room, and somebody had said something to me crazy. And all I remember is last night the lady saying, don't cuss nobody out, don't do this. And when I was trying not to really go there to my old self, but he did something, he said something that kind of got me hot. And through my time of going into his face, my sister kept saying, that's the devil. And I was trying not to really and this is, I told my brother, I'm like, this is why I don't go out no more. This is why I'd rather just go to church, go home, go to school, go to work, and just go home. That's why, because I know I'm safe. I'm staying out of harm's way. I'm doing what I'm just supposed to do. But, you know, in the midst of everything, of you going to your destruction, Jesus Christ will blind you, and he'll let you know that you're going down that wrong road. And last night, Jesus Christ just happened to be in my sister to let me know, like, that's the devil. You need to get in the car and come on. And I'm not at 33rd, so I listen. I'm sorry, 33rd is Orlando. I'm sorry, 39. That just lets you know I ain't been there in a while. Come on now, Pastor said we a little different over here. We gon' a lot of churches won't tell you the truth, but Pastor, I don't know how many times, you know, people can say, you can be like, oh, you know Pastor Harris, and they'll say, instead of them saying, oh, the pastor, they'll say, oh, the guy who used to drink, oh, the guy who used to do this. They ain't saying it by what you're doing now. They talking about the bad. And everybody be so quick to just mention your past instead of letting your past just go and you, man, he a pastor now. And this is a true story, and I told him this. I was at work, and you know, the people, I told Pastor, I say, Pastor, do you notice we the only two black people that work out here? Pastor, we the only two black people that work out here. Some of the guys came around me and they was like, oh, I see your tattoos and this and this. They was like, you used to be with Monty back in the days? And I said, no. And this just let me know where it was going to go to, because they was going to bring up your past. And I said, that's my pastor. I let them know, like, it's a boundary. That's my pastor. They was like, oh, you know, pastor used to do this, he used to do that. And I said, but now he preaches. He preached the word. And we turned the whole conversation to talking about his past to talking about God. And it was crazy because wonder. I'm like, man, you know, I hang around Pastor almost every day. We go to lunch together almost every day. I know, you know, he eat his fruit in the morning. I don't know if it's because the bull told you to, or because you really trying to lose the 10. But now I know, like, you know, the way you looked at her, she might tell you to take these fruit to work every morning. I don't know. But, you know, we being cordial with each other. I'm opening up to him, he opening up to me. When we go out to eat, I already know he don't like his back to the door, so I sit with my back to the door to make Pastor feel comfortable. I go sit down, I already know he gonna turn and he gonna look at the door, he gonna look at the exit a couple times, he gonna make sure everything covered. And it's something about him, so I just know you got my back, I ain't gotta look back there, and I got yours, even though your back is to the wall. You know, man, I love it. I can talk about this guy all day, but you know, I'm going to talk about the right things about him, because everybody else may know him as that old person, but I don't know that person, so I know this person. But I just happened to ask him. I said, you know, Pastor, they calling you by your rap name and this. You got some of that old music? Nah, I ain't got none. And that let me know, when I read this right here about Paul, that let me know Pastor put his past behind him. Pastor can probably tell me about a lot of things, but I know he is a pastor. He put his past behind him. He got a wife. She a bull. So it's a lot of things he... in the car, and then he, you know, the Bible say bad company ruin good morals. And that day, I had to realize I was bad company for him. So I had to change myself, because I was asking about the wrong stuff. I wasn't asking about God, I was asking about his old self. And I told him, I said, man, you know, we was talking about a rapper from Gainesville, Big Bud. I was like, man, you know, I know Big Bud. And I said, man, I was looking for a CD, and he put me in my place. He said, you don't need the CD. All right. And then I got in my head where I don't need to listen to Big Bud then. You just put your hand up when I start lying. We going. He put me in my place about it. So I had to get myself together, and I had to talk about the right things. But back on Paul, you know, Paul on his road to Damascus, he had to run in with Christ, and then when his run in with Christ, he became a believer. Yes. He became the person to go out and preach the word. All right. And we already heard about, I don't know who all come to, man, y'all need to come to Fill Me Up Tuesdays. That's the Bible study that we have on Tuesdays. Yes. I called Pastor on his phone, and I had invited people from work. And I was like, man, Pastor, tell him about the Fill Me Up Tuesday. And the pastor said, the dude was like, man, don't tell him he gonna come back here. I said, man, he working, he ain't gonna come back there. 20 minutes later, he came back there, he handed me some papers, here goes some invitations, go on, pass them out. So, you know, I really wish that some of the workers that I work with could have been here today, because they know that this is the real deal. All right, thank you. You know, on his road to Damascus, where he was baptized, after he went and spoke the good news. The book of Acts tell you about more experiences from his road to Damascus. You know, they didn't.
My Lord Jesus.
You know, it's kind of crazy, because I don't know how many people that have been somewhere and they haven't been fully like, you know, we accept you. Some people go places that haven't been accepted. You know, I've been to a huge church in Orlando, and because of my background, me being honest and telling them this is my problem, this is what I'm dealing with, some people haven't accepted that. Some people keep me at distance. And you know, I just get to the point like, whoever don't accept me is they lost. And I feel like that's what went through Paul's head, is whoever don't accept my change is they lost. Because I'm preaching the good news. I'm bringing the good news around. So whoever don't accept that is they lost. And you know, just going through what Paul went through, a lot of us couldn't take it. It was people that was calling him the killer. They was reminding him of his past daily. And then he wrote about how the past need to be left behind you.
That's right.
I don't know how many people in here with a past, but I'm talking about with a real past, because some people ain't really been through nothing yet. But it's some people have not really been through nothing. But you know, age doesn't determine what you go, because my nephew go through a lot of stuff. So it don't determine. But one thing it do say is he say to put it behind you, and that's why I know I was given a certain area, but I went down to 15 just because of the first thing. It said in order, basically he was saying, in order for you to put the past behind you, it involves maturity.
Yes.
Some people can't put the past behind them because they not mature enough. So a lot of people will come around you and say, oh, pastor, I heard about this, and that lets you know, like, they not mature enough to put my past behind me. So I'm not going to let that ruin the way I'm